So, here we are. This is the new 2025 Cube Agree C62 Race road bike, and in this episode I will give you the buyer's guide for this bike, and also I will tell you, should you just go ahead and buy this bike, or should you just shortlist this road bike? Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. So this newest Cube Agree C62 Race bike has a retail price of 3,800 British pounds, or in Europe the suggested retail price is going to be 3,800 euros. So definitely make no mistake, this is not a cheap bike, but I believe that it sits in a very good price bracket, and specifically when we consider all the tech and specifications that come with this bike. But first thing first, let's answer the question, who is this bike for? So you see, the way I think about Cube Agree platform is that the basics of this platform is to make a bike which will be a bit more on the endurance road bike side. So a bit more with the relaxed geometry, a bit more designed for longer days in the saddle, primarily to be first and all comfortable. And then Cube has added, aerodynamically optimized frame and the fork, as you can see it here, just to kind of minimize the drag of this bike and to allow you to go as fast as possible. But fundamentally, keep in mind that this bike is not so aggressive like some of the classical, heavily aerodynamically optimized road bikes, and also this bike primarily would be designed with comfort in mind. Also, I have to mention here, speaking about this frame and the fork, so what are you getting for your hard-earned money? So this is a C62 carbon fiber frame and the matching fork from Cube. As you can see, nicely aerodynamically optimized tubing on the frame and on the fork to minimize the drag. And also you have a nicely dropped seat stays, which will definitely contribute to the comfort of this bike. This frame and the fork, they come with the 12mm through axles front and the back. Also, we have here a classical press-fit bottom bracket, and when you look at the paint scheme on this bike, there is only one paint scheme on offer, and this is in my opinion, beautiful kind of lime yellow paint scheme with a hint of black. It's a beautiful and stunning paint scheme, and I have no problems with this one, but again, it would be just nice that Cube can offer at least another paint scheme in this price bracket of approximately 3,800 British pounds or 3,800 euros. All in all, no specific complaints here from me about the carbon fiber frame and the fork. And Cube offers a 3 years warranty on this carbon fiber frame, which is a bit lower than the industry standard. I would call it that the industry standard today should be probably 5 or 6 years. So this is something for the Cube in the future to work on and definitely, upgrade this warranty to at least 5 years. When you look at some of the smaller components on the bike, so what are you getting here? So the saddle on the bike is the Cube's own carbon fiber seat post, carbon fiber seat post. Excellent choice, definitely is going to soak up some of the smaller road bumps, and it's paired with the Cube's own saddle. I'm not expecting anything special here from this Cube's own saddle. It's going to be very easy to replace if you have your own preferred saddle that you like to use. Now when you look at the handlebar and the stem, so this is a carbon fiber piece from Cube, and this is their integrated handlebar and the stem. So we have here a one-piece handlebar and the stem, primarily chosen because of the aerodynamic reasons, to again minimize the drag, to allow you to go as fast as possible, and maybe this kind of one-piece handlebar and the stem will have a bit more stiffness in it than a classical separate pieces of the handlebar and the stem. But the negative part is always that when you are choosing the sizing of the bike, this handlebar and the stem will come with one fixed width of the handlebar and the length of the stem. So hopefully this will fit you, because if not, then there is a problem of this one piece handlebar and the stem it's not so easy to replace, and it's not so easy to adjust the position on the bike. So just as they say, measure twice and cut once when you are really buying this bike, to make sure that the handlebar and the stem combo here, which is one piece, really fits you very well. Also, when you look at this carbon fiber frame and the fork, you can notice that all the cables are internally routed, if there are any cables. In this instance, you would only have the cables from the hydraulic disc brakes. I mean, the lines for the hydraulic disc brakes going under the handlebar, under the stem, and then into the frame. So this is a classically, again, designed to minimize the drag and improve the aerodynamic performance of this bike. Okay, now we can talk about the group set on this bike. So what are you getting for your hard-earned money? So this is a Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic group set, and it is a 12-speed group set from Shimano. So everything, shifters, front mech, rear mech, also the Shimano Ultegra crankset, Shimano Ultegra cassette. They didn't cut corners here, and this is a 12-speed electronic group set, absolutely stunning. And I have no complaints here about this working of this group set. Also, I have to mention here that the chainrings at the front are 50-34, and it is paired with the 1130 cassette. So this is interesting that here they are using 1130 cassette. So just keep in mind that if you live in a very hilly and mountainous area, maybe this 1130 cassette is not going to be enough for you. Maybe you will need to, replace it in the future with 1134 cassette, so you just have a bit more gear ratio, and you have this beautiful 1-to-1 gear ratio. So 1130 cassette, definitely a bit on the side of, going as fast as possible in a straight line. Also, the chain here, I forgot to mention, is a classical Shimano's 12-speed chain, and in the future you can use any Shimano 12-speed compatible chains. When it comes to the braking system on the bike, so again, superb Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes front and the back, using the Shimano Ultegra braking rotors, excellent stuff, no cutting corners here, and 160mm rotors front and the back, again, excellent choice from Cube, because ultimately what you want always is good stopping power and an excellent, heat dissipation. And when you have 160mm braking rotors, that's definitely achievable. Sometimes you will see that some of the bikes come with this tiny 140mm rotor in the back, which is a absolute no-no in my book. But luckily this Cube Agree bike comes with 160mm braking rotors, both front and the back. Now we can talk about the wheel set on this bike and the tires, because I think the wheel set is again one of the big highlights of the bike. So here we are speaking about the Newman wheel set, and this specifically is the Newman Stream all-round wheel set, which is a carbon fiber wheel set from Newman. So total system weight is approximately 1,450 grams, which is excellent in my opinion. 21 spokes at the front, 24 spokes at the back, classical aluminum spokes, and the hubs, I'm guessing again some kind of in-house Newman production hubs with seal cartridge bearings. This carbon fiber wheel set, which is also excellent, comes with the 24mm internal rim width, which is excellent. It's definitely good for running the tires like 28mm or 30mm tires, because, for example, this frame and the fork can accept up to 30mm wide tires. So it's absolutely superb that this wheel set is 24mm internal width. Also, it is a tubeless ready wheel set and a classical hooked wheel set, so nothing, special and proprietary here. And again, with the total weight of approximately 1,450 grams, absolutely superb in my opinion. I forgot to mention here that since this is an aero wheel set, the front wheel is 49mm deep and the rear wheel is 54 millimeters deep, so a pretty chunky, nice aero wheel set, and that's why this weight of 1,450 grams is perfectly fine, and it's absolutely, excellent in my book. This wheel set is wrapped in the Continental Grand Prix tires. These are the Continental GP 5000, and the front and the back 28mm tires. Again, excellent choice here because it's a good air volume inside, and definitely it's going to contribute to the smoother bike ride. Also, you see, in the future, I can definitely advise you to fit a 30mm tire on this bike, front and back, just because you will gain even more air volume, and definitely you can run those tires on a little bit less pressure than these 28mm tires and gain even more in the comfort of this bike, especially, you know, if you are going on some long days in the saddle, then definitely you want the wider tire, the widest as possible, that you can fit inside this frame and the fork. So in a summary, what is my advice to you? Should you just go ahead and buy it, or should you just shortlist this bike? Well, I think again that Cube has done an excellent job with this Cube Agree C62 Race bike at the retail price of 3,800 euros or 3,800 British pounds, because primarily you are getting this beautiful combination of endurance road bike with a hint of aerodynamically optimized frame and the fork, and definitely, you know, aerodynamically optimized wheel set. So the price range of 3,800 British pounds is definitely not cheap, but considering the competition, you will definitely be hard pressed to find anything that sits in this price bracket with the same equipment. So definitely you got my seal of approval when it comes to, you know, going forward and buying this Cube Agree C62 Race road bike. Cheers!